Platform Podcast, we are back. I'm your host, Dex. If you aren't already, be sure to hit that follow button on my socials at DJDexMKE and tap that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube or listening on Apple Podcasts. Thanks again for tuning in. We're going to get into it here with episode 3, where today I'm joined by an awesome guest, Khaos, from right here in Nashville. Khaos, how's it going, man?
Good, man. Stoked to be here.
Yeah.
Stoked to be here. Very nice 77-degree weather Wednesday,
Yes.
March 1st. I'm here for it. I'm wearing shorts for the first time in months.
A lot different than Milwaukee,
it.
where I came from.
Yeah.
Where it's snowing and shit.
Fuck
still.
the cold.
Yeah, it's been awful. But it's fun because I get to hear my friends bitch about it.
Yes.
And how it's still cold and snowing, and I'm out here.
Living it.
Yeah. We're going to be in
Windows down.
pool season pretty soon.
Pool season's right around the corner, baby. It's the best time of year in Nashville.
Yeah.
Pool and lake season's what we
I know,
live for.
man. I didn't get really to experience it yet, because when I first moved here, it was kind of the tail end of everything. We moved here like mid-August.
Oh, yeah. You just missed out.
Yeah.
There was a couple weeks that we were still going pretty heavy, man, but I got you this summer for sure.
Yeah, Darren told me about some pool party. He said he does this one at like the Virgin.
Yeah, the Virgin's wild.
There they do like an industry party.
Yeah,
there.
they do it every Monday, and shout to my boy Wyatt, man, who set that up.
Yeah.
Mondays, I lived at the Virgin Hotel. I'm talking about like took naps, woke up, got back in the pool, grabbed another cooler of Becky's, took nap, woke up back at the pool, then went
Like
about
naps,
Mondays.
or you're just passing out.
Not really so much passing out drunk, just
Yeah.
it was so loungy,
sun,
and
yeah.
cabanas, and it's like not screaming hot yet, so
Yeah.
like just perfect place to just get you a little disco nap. And with our like profession, we don't sleep, so
Yeah.
anytime I can close my eyes and I'm not behind the wheel of a car, I'm gonna do it.
That's why I love the term disco nap. That's actually something Darren would say all the time. He's like, "Oh, I got to take a nap before this little gig. Like, take a little disco nap, so he can
Exactly.
come back strong." So
Exactly.
But yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself. You're born in Texas. Kind of quickly moved to Nashville.
Yeah, I moved to Nashville when I was 4.
Yeah.
My dad got a job in the music industry back in the early 90s, was booming. Pretty much got a job at William Morris, where he was a lead talent agent.
Mm-hmm.
Started off in country, signed some absolute massive fucking names. Everyone from like Brooks and Dunn to Kenny Chesney to got Taylor Swift her first kind of jump start, and then did so well with that. They offered him an opportunity to open up the Christian music department role, where he started doing like Christian music, where it was kind of more focused on like the rock side of things. And I believe one of the first artists he signed, from what I can remember, was one of the biggest artists of my childhood, was a group by the name of Switchfoot. If you ever heard of them, pretty big out in San Diego, but then they just made it like worldwide. I believe they had like 2 or 3 songs that like once it went viral, it took off. They had a song that was on like Madden one year, which was pretty cool. And then did that, and then went back into country, and then started his own label, and then worked at CAA for a little bit. So kind of all over the place when it came to talent agencies.
Yeah.
And that's really what kind of jump-started my passion for music, was really my father.
Yeah, you're kind of just born into music.
Yeah,
you
pretty
don't,
much
you don't
born
really
into
have a
it.
choice.
Yeah, I didn't really have a choice. Exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't have a choice.
Yeah, that's kind of how it's similar to like me growing up. My dad is a huge record collector.
I love that.
I don't even know how many he has now. It's basically the entire wall in our living room is just
Stacked with vinyl.
it's just a shelf of all vinyl.
I bet he's got some records in there worth hundreds of dollars.
And he's got it all like organized. I don't know how he has it organized, but he knows right where everything is like that. So yeah, I mean, I was always growing up like listening to all different sorts of music, because he kind of listens to everything. And then from my family listening to whatever else. So kind of got into a little bit of everything. And then I never got into DJing until later on in life. So it's just been a transition, and been grinding at it. And now we're here in Nashville and grinding even some more. So
Well, I love
ready
it.
in a new city.
That was kind of my tip as well. I started off playing instruments. I guess you could say first instrument I picked up was an acoustic guitar. Learned a little bit in church. Learned a little bit on drums as well. Did a little bit of that. Had some pretty good teachers. But where God really truly gifted me at was in athletics.
Yeah.
I didn't start DJing till after I got done with my college football career.
Yeah.
I really never had any sort of passion for DJing, never had a passion for producing, loved music, but my main passion was football all day, every day. Wanted to play in the NFL, as cliche as that is, but went to a really good private Christian school where we were really good in the state of Tennessee. Senior year, we went undefeated, won conference, had an opportunity to go play nationals, and then got a college football scholarship to go play up at a Division II school in Indiana, where I played up in Indiana. But that's kind of when music kind of also crossed paths. Is I started studying music business up there as well, because they had a pretty good music business program. At the time I was in high school, my dad's assistant actually graduated from the university that I was going to. But man, no
So
offense.
did they kind of like put you onto the music business, or is that something you kind of knew?
It's kind of something that I knew. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
some of my favorite childhood memories was just going down to, like, if you know where Vanderbilt is, like the old OG Lowe's Vanderbilt. My dad had an office, I believe, like anywhere between the 10th or 15th floor, and had just a massive office that overlooked all of like Vanderbilt's campus. And so my favorite childhood memories was like being sick from school, going with him. Well, sick is in the sense of like I could still wake up and get up, but wasn't like healthy enough to go to school. So would go with my dad to his office, man, and just kind of like play around in the conference room. Like he was a known name around the office, so just like always got like free lunches from people. People would come by and bring me candy. It was cool, man. I just remember like always hanging out at his office, and his office being awesome. He always had like Rush playing or Led Zeppelin or just something just so epic. And his view, I'll just never forget his view behind his desk it was so dope.
Yeah.
And back in the 90s, man, you really didn't have anything to worry about. You didn't really have anything to care about. The world was kind of at a more calmer place. And so those were some of my favorite memories. So I always knew I wanted to do something with music if sports didn't work out. But I never really thought that I would be where I'm at today until those doors really started opening.
Yeah. So when you started going down there for music business while you're taking all the classes and everything, still in athletics, and then you ended up coming back to Nashville.
Yeah, I came back to Nashville, transferred to Middle Tennessee State.
Yep.
Changed my major because of some circumstances with my parents that kind of had me off track for a little bit. Wanted to still do something with sports, kind of was upset a little bit where music was kind of going. I guess you could say I wasn't really getting the jump start that I thought I was going to have with my dad being who my dad was. So changed over to athletic training because I still wanted to be involved in sports. And I did that for a solid like year and a half. Did all my gen eds, started getting into some like actual like major classes for athletic training, took like kinesiology and like rehabilitation, stuff like that. Just really focusing on that major. Then one day, dude, it just like clicked. It was like, this is not something I want to do for the rest of my life. I don't want to be taping people's ankles. I want people to be taping my ankles.
Yeah.
And no offense to athletic trainers, man. They saved my career when it comes to sports after some of the sports injuries I've had. But I knew that once I really started like diving into music heavier, especially when I got my first dose of electronic music in like 2013, that's when like the light bulb kind of went off and I was like, yo, like, even though I just fucking did 2 years of studying to be an athletic trainer, I now 100% know that what I want to do in life has to do with music. So flipped my major back to music business with a minor in, I guess you could say, mass communications, but also like audio production on the side as well. And then that's when like I really started focusing like on music once like that final changeover from my last major kind of hit. I was like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
DJing was never really in the cards. I really just kind of wanted to work behind the scenes. But when I joined my fraternity at Middle Tennessee State, I always was having my brothers hand me the aux cord because I was always so diverse.
You were that guy.
I was that guy.
Yeah.
I never begged for it, but I always had it.
What about like in the locker room when you were playing?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You were always that guy?
I was always that guy,
yeah.
especially in high school. Like a lot of my teammates would kind of joke around. It was funny because even in high school, I had this one kid that I played basketball with. His name was Justin Martin. Grew up actually here, right where you live. Antioch,
Yeah.
Tennessee, and was a DJ starting off. Not too bad. Kind of struggled a little bit with just understanding like beat matching and stuff, but had good song selections. And I was like, oh, I could do that.
Yeah.
And so never DJ'd in high school, but always would plug my phone in, was like, yo, I could run this. And then so that started kind of progressing into, I got to kind of get on the aux cord in college, and then got to get on the aux cord at my fraternity house. And then what really started taking off is when I started playing frat parties. And it always sounds like that's kind of, you either go two ways. You're either kind of born into it, your parents are musicians, or somehow, some way you play a Greek party and it just explodes overnight. Shout out to the homie John Summit. That's the biggest frat boy in our industry right now.
That guy he goes on some benders.
Bro, that dude, I don't know where his liver is at in this day and age, but with the amount of money he has, I hope he has an incredible medical team behind him.
He's got to be getting like IVs in the morning.
Dude, he's got to be having that shit injected into him in both arms. Yeah. He's a savage.
But so like right now, is DJing just a full-time job? Or are you doing anything outside of DJing?
So DJing is definitely a full-time job. Nice. I hold multiple residencies around Nashville. That's definitely been a blessing. I'm a part of the Jam Factory, I guess you could say roster lineup, who like runs Whiskey Row, DLS, Dogwood.
They do Almost Friday now.
Yeah, Almost Friday, the W.
A lot of the hotels.
Yeah, a lot of the hotels. A lot of the big residencies that you would want to hold in Nashville.
Yep.
They have under their belt, which is great because they have a great team. My boy Ryan Luega is absolutely fantastic when it comes to his team, just kind of just honing all the pieces together and getting us paid on time, and also making us feel like, hey, we're a part of something as well. Because at the end of the day, what do people come to Nashville to do? To fucking party. To party. And if you're not listening to live music, you're listening to a DJ.
Yeah.
And then on the side, I also am a USA Hockey referee.
Yeah.
So I make money refereeing beer league games and youth tournaments and stuff like that. I have a big passion for hockey right now in my life. And then on the side, I really just hustle with kind of side gigs, private stuff like that. But I'm blessed to say I'm a full-time musician.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, I mean, everything from Jam Factory, from starting with that, like you watched the first episode with Darren where we kind of talked about that and how that's changed from us being in like Milwaukee and Chicago to here. But yeah, that team, that's like what I wanted to get into when I was here. And now I've finally kind of got my foot in the door with them, which has been awesome. Where now I'm part of like that roster.
Yeah, absolutely. And you 100% deserve to be, man. I know our roster is stacked. There's so many great musicians in this city, both on the live music side and definitely on the producer DJ side, that also are true artists themselves, but understand that Nashville, you kind of have to be open to open format DJing, which I've got a lot of respect for. And I used to talk a lot of shit about just because I was so passionate about electronic. I was like, these guys aren't real DJs. And then I meet people like Darren, and unfortunately I haven't seen you play because we work the same schedules, but like Diesel, like guys that have been in the game for a minute, man, that are just my boy Houndstooth, Warfield, one of my best friends, like these guys who've been grinding at it for 10, 11, 12 years. Like open format DJing is the true art form of DJing. Like festivals are great. Being an artist is fantastic. But to be able to walk into any room at any location at any time and just crush a crowd, I feel like is a true art form. Yeah,
I agree with that completely. I do think that like as far as furthering yourself as a DJ though, it's in the open format lane. Like you can't do it just being an open format DJ. Like you have to either one have some crazy kind of branding that makes you pop. Yeah,
marketing and branding is the most important.
Where it's like you're doing some crazy parties or some shit like that.
Or throwing your own parties.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what. Or like branding your own, and then becoming that like open format DJ that can make that name for yourself. Otherwise, I mean, that production side of things is where you kind of have to go as a DJ if you want to get to those bigger stages of playing festivals, things like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's hard as an open format DJ to make it to those like Vegas style places, Miami's, the LA's, like
Chicago.
as just being an open format DJ.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to bring, in this day and age, like more to the table than that.
Whether it's your own edits, whether it's your own flips,
Yep.
whether it's your own production, whether it's your own remixes. At the end of the day, people want to know who DJ Dex is.
Yeah.
People want to know who Khaos is. What is the art form that sets you apart from the 99.9% of the population? You tell me your experience, but is it not pretty much almost since COVID, have you not run into like 4 or 5 people on a daily basis, or even walk up to you at one of your residencies and be like, yo, I'm also a DJ back home?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You want to be like, you want to dap them up because they're a part of the community. They're grinding like you are, but it's like, what have you put into it?
Yeah.
Like, are you really, or are you someone that plays at their local bar after a bingo night?
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not knocking on anyone that's grinding like that. We all got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like this day and age, you're either a content creator or a TikToker influencer, or you're a fucking DJ.
Yeah. And there's so many very, very, very good open format DJs. I look at a lot of like the DJ City guys. Like Mark Cutts is like one of my favorites right now, and he's been able to make that name for himself too by the content that he's making, where he's doing just like little mini mixes or just like routines that he'll have, but then his edits and remixes and stuff that he makes too, that just make him way more of a household name, at least to DJs, that kind of push him to get booked at other places when it's like, oh, cool, like I did this remix, it got this many listens to it, and then aside from that, I'm just a fucking dope ass DJ.
Absolutely.
Too. Yeah.
I would have to say I'm not too familiar with him, but one of my guys that I'm always constantly looking up to is Joe Moss.
Yeah.
Like, I subscribe to his Patreon, and I don't know if you knew this or not, or if you watched the Super Bowl halftime show, but he produced that entire Rihanna performance. Like,
I didn't know that Joe did that. No,
the edits, the transitions, everything that she performed, he produced all of it. And I didn't know that until he put out his secret edit pack 33 while I was in Chicago, and it said Rihanna Super Bowl edition. I got to send it to you, bro. They're insane.
No, I have his Patreon. Joe's we talk actually a lot.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know you knew him personally.
I saw him at DLS when he was here in town.
That's fucking
a couple
badass.
months ago. But yeah, I've just been following him for like a really long time, and then we just always connect on like Instagram or Twitter.
He's so talented.
Yeah, he does on his Patreon too. Basically like breakdowns.
Of like his Ableton stems.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can kind of watch him.
I've been needing to check that out, but unfortunately I don't work in Ableton.
Yeah.
I need to get it on the side and just start learning it on the side.
Yeah, I would think it somewhat correlate, because what do you use?
FL Studio.
Okay, yeah.
I'm an FL
you
guy.
should talk to my guy Max. He uses
Would love to.
FL. He
Need
lives in
to meet more
Chicago.
FL people.
Even Steve in Milwaukee, I'm pretty sure he uses FL. I'll get you linked up with him.
Okay, yeah, please.
He's remixer for Club Killers from Milwaukee. He's been fucking killing it.
Anyone on Club Killers is crushing it right now.
Yeah, Steve is the nicest dude ever, and then he just kind of took off like the last couple year or two, making edits and remixes on Club Killers, and now I mean he himself. That's another thing where it's like that kind of boost from Club Killers and like making mixes for Club Killers. He got put on like Conflict's Patreon for making a mix for him. Conflict picked him as like the winner for it. But yeah, those making edits and remixes kind of led to him being booked. He's been booked out of state all the time now.
That's so clutch.
Yeah, where I just see him kind of out of Milwaukee and somewhere else. So, but it's been awesome. He's a really good dude and a good one to learn from too. Because been killing
please connect me with your database, man.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I really
Max is
appreciated.
Max is more on like the house side of things, where he's making a lot of originals, and then like remixes and stuff like that too. But
House is king.
Yeah.
I was a fan for a little bit
Yeah.
when I first got into the scene, and now that I've matured, I guess you could say, as an artist and a DJ, I fucking love house music.
Yeah.
House music is the greatest thing in the fucking world. It's such a universal language. You could find a bass head and play a house song for them, and they may not admit it right off the bat, but I guarantee you they love it in their heart. And then you could find a trance kid, play a house song, even though they're kind of fall within the same subgenre, I guess you could say. They're going to fall in love with it. Find a country lover, throw them a House of Avicii song, they're going to fucking love it.
Yeah. That's like your go-to, or what do you prefer to play?
So
like,
my go-to is I'm a dub kid.
Okay.
I grew up on it. I love it. One of the very first artists I ever got to see ever in my entire life was Flux Pavilion. And it was one of the greatest concerts I've ever been to in my life. And I grew up a hardcore pop punk kid. So I would have to say where my passion for the dub genres come from was me being a hardcore kid.
Yeah.
Pop punk, a lot of the breakdowns, post-hardcore.
Yeah, I feel like they translate.
Screamo, they translate so well. So yeah, anything with a big drop and a good breakdown is definitely my forte. My favorite thing to play out though, hands down, is trap music.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of my childhood where I loved rap music, and then combine it with like electronic music, man. And just the trap was so big when I was first starting, with artists like Luminox and Loud Pack, if you ever heard of them before. Man, so many. Flosstradamus, back when they were a group.
Floss, yeah.
Yeah, I got to play the very last show ever that Floss performed together at Marathon Music Works. I'll never forget, December 8th, 2016. It was one of the coolest shows ever. Jit and Johns, when they were a group. I mean, the list goes on, but by far, that is my favorite genre.
Yeah.
If I could just rent a whole set, you're going to hear a lot of trap music.
Yeah. And
Just
I know
fun,
that's
man.
a little harder to do here, too.
High energy.
So,
It is.
yeah.
It is. But I find my way to work it in.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that genre just as a whole, or just trap in general, is a more of like an event-based type of music, and it's harder to like, especially here in Nashville, where your majority of people coming out downtown, it can differ from every weekend.
Oh, beyond every weekend.
Yeah.
And time of day.
Yeah, of like who the hell is out right now.
Literally time of day.
Yep.
I could be playing a 2 to 6 Whiskey Rose set, and you get ready to come on after me, man. And like 2 o'clock, I'm rocking some Rufus Del Sol, right?
Yeah.
Vibing. We got Catherine and Billy here from Iowa, 45 years old, trying to eat some chicken tenders. 4 o'clock rolls around, you text me, hey, how's the crowd? Yo, Dex, we are fucking packed, dog.
Yeah.
I'm playing RL Grime and fucking Joel's and jumping because there's 87 bachelorette parties on this roof. These bitches want to hear Shania Twain. Nope. Here you go. Here's some ISO.
And it can change literally like that, too. Like that's, yeah.
I could be going from like a Zillionaire edit or a Joe Maz edit and like fucking Eliminate remix. Yeah. I mean, it really all depends on your time of day, who you have around, and the venue you're playing. Yeah. What you're allowed to bend and flex with.
Yeah, so you guys got something actually, speaking of that kind of realm of music, you guys got a big event coming up, St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, absolutely. Shout out to my boy Josiah Corbin, man.
Yeah. And I had to look it up a little bit because obviously I'm new here, but it's the 13th.
The 13th edition, dude.
Of the Stache Bash is what you guys call
number
it.
13. This will be my third one, actually.
Yeah.
Very first one I got to play was with, I'll never forget, man. I could tell you stories that will take up this podcast for the next 4 hours of that night. But the first one I played, dude, believe it or not, was with Juvenile and Bubba Sparks. And that was just an absolute shit show. And
that's crazy.
I was direct support for Juvenile, actually. It was insane. It was pretty wild. He got booed off the stage. Now, I won't go into too much detail.
Was he fucked up or what?
Oh, he was so fucked up, bro. And the dude comes, I'll never forget, comes off the tour bus when he gets here, meets my boy Josiah, tells him, hey, Juvenile wants to get paid up front. Okay. Understandable.
I've heard that before.
Understandable. Yeah. He was like, I'll give him half now, half later, which is respectful. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got to perform if you want the rest of your money. I don't give a fuck if you're Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just a respectful thing to do for promoters. And Homie walks in, dirty ass wife beater, and says, yo, Juvenile's not getting off the bus until he gets paid in full. And my boy Josiah was like, nah, man, you got me fucked up. No way. He's performing. He's booked. He's on this. So they eventually get him off the bus. He comes inside. I'll never forget because it was raining. So they moved him inside to Tin Roof. And no joke, man, he does like 2 songs, right? And everyone's waiting for Back That Ass Up. No one's really reacting to his first 2 songs. He Back That Ass Up.
I mean, I don't
drops.
even really know too many other Juvenile songs.
I maybe know about 1 or 2, and
Yeah.
that's just because of with Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
But other than that, like Back That Ass Up is kind of like his shit.
Yeah.
Other than Slow Motion.
Yeah.
Other than Slow Motion, that's really all.
Damn, I forgot about that
yeah,
too.
Slow Motion.
Holy shit.
Club heater.
Yeah.
Remember to mix that one in. But yeah, he gets on stage, man, does Back That Ass Up, does the first verse. Tin Roof is exploding. I'm talking about wall to wall bodies. Thank God, like I was ducked off in the back and wasn't getting trampled by girls shaking their ass. Shaking ass. But here's the best part. He forgot the second half of his song to his
Probably never
own
has to sing it.
lyrics.
Yeah.
And he got booed off
Yeah,
stage.
yeah.
Juvenile got booed at Tin Roof, people. Don't believe me.
Singing his most famous
top song that
too. Yeah.
will be played for the next 40 years.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. No doubt in my mind. I played Back That Ass Up
Yep.
almost in every set, if not every other set, if not every other set, depending on the females in the room. But got booed off stage. And then my boy Josiah comes back up to me and goes, please come save this crowd. Went back up on stage. Party kept going. It was insane, dude. I've never seen anything like it. Someone so big that me and you grew up on
Yeah.
get booed at Tin Roof.
Yeah, you would think like as soon as he comes out, you're like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
this is gonna
this
be dope.
is gonna be
Yeah.
sick. Like people
This is
were
like that nostalgia set.
people were pumped. I
Yeah.
think I did my set like 5 minutes early because when his tour manager or posse or hype man showed up, was like, hey, Juvenile's here. I was like, yeah, no problem. He goes, wrap it up. It didn't even like say anything like, hey, you got 2 minutes, 3 minutes, one more song. Just says wrap it up. Comes in, booed off stage. I go back on, save the day. True story. If you guys don't believe me, ask anyone that was at Tin Roof. 2017, 18. I'm not even sure, man, what year it was, but that was an epic Stache Bash. So I'm already looking forward to this one.
Why do they call it the Stache Bash? Is everyone wearing like little leprechaun stashes or what?
I'm not really sure what Josiah's, I guess you could say, reasoning behind the Stache Bash. When I came into it, it was already so established.
Yep.
I never really asked about it. Some people are wearing stashes. I think it's mostly because of like the St. Patrick's Day kind of like vibe, the leprechaun vibe, the Irish.
Yeah, that's what
vibe.
I was figuring. Like the little.
I'm not really sure. I think maybe because he passed out like fake mustaches
Gotcha.
one year and everyone started rocking them.
Yeah.
But that is a great question. I'm not sure. All I know is that it is one of the biggest parties to go down in Nashville the first part of the year.
And it's on St. Patrick's Day this year, right?
Yeah, St. Patrick's Day, March
Tin Roof
17th
on
at Tin Roof,
Demumbrian.
Midtown, aka headquarters.
Yeah.
And the lineup is stacked, dude.
Yeah.
Stacked.
I was looking at it before. I know manager Mike is on there. You're
Manager
on
Mike,
there.
shout out to Mike.
Mike Fresh. I
Mike
saw was
Fresh,
on
yeah.
there.
Shout out to the other Mike.
And then obviously Hero Bus.
Hero
like the
Bus, man.
headliner,
That's the one that I am just stoked about.
Yeah.
So speaking of trap music, Hero Bus was one of my big influences when I was really getting into the game. I've played a couple times in Atlanta. One of my best friends in town, awesome dude, awesome promoter, John Avery, runs Avery Entertainment, is like great friends with Hayden. And Hero Bus took a little bit of a hiatus, I think, because he got married.
I was going to say, I haven't heard really anything from him.
He hasn't put out some music that I have seen in my digging recently, but the amount of gems that he has is still massive.
Yeah.
I mean, when he gets put on a lineup, he absolutely crushes it. I know that he was at Lost Lands last year.
Okay.
And if you get put on Lost Lands, you've made it.
Yeah.
You've made it in the dub scene of the electronic world. So I'm very stoked. This might going to be my first time actually getting to play with him. I'm not sure where I fall on the lineup that day.
Oh, they don't have it like all set yet of what like times?
Yeah, they don't have. Yeah, he's still working on set times, but
Yeah.
I'm hoping if I get to be direct support, man, I'm gonna set the tone for him really
Yeah.
well. And I hope you can come out, man. I'd love to see you out there.
Yeah, I'll be. I mean, I'm off that whole weekend from my day job. But I am booked. I think layer cake on St. Patrick's Day, but only from like 6 to 9:30, and then on that Saturday I'll be at Whiskey Row.
Nice.
But yeah, I got my one of my best friends is coming to town that weekend with his girl.
Sweet.
So we'll be out all weekend. That's
Perfect.
for sure. So
yeah, I'll definitely.
and Tin Roof, like since I moved here, I've talked about it with like a bunch of my friends where it's like favorite bars in Nashville. That's
top 5.
Yeah.
If not top 3.
I love that bar.
Oh,
like,
it's incredible.
Yeah.
I was able to get into that bar before I was even 21. Mainly just being not only a Nashville local, but well, I had a fake too, but also kind of knew some guys that were behind the scenes.
I just think it's a dope like setup in there where it's kind of that half wall that just splits you from the DJ side of things.
It's like 2 different worlds, isn't it?
It's literally like 2 different bars in one.
So I've been rocking with Tin Roof before they blew out that second wall that saved pretty much 2 bits.
Okay.
So the DJ booth used to be about the size of your coffee table. I know the viewers can't see the size of your coffee table, but the DJ booth, everybody, was about literally that big. And so you know how it is when we have our friends come and see us.
Yeah, you can't if the DJ.
No, you can't. I was slapping people in the back of the head. Please get out of the booth. Please get out of the booth. And we're tall guys, so it's like one of my biggest fears is claustrophobia. So when I'm constantly surrounded by people in a booth this big, inside Tin Roof where it's shoulder to shoulder every weekend, it's just bad vibes. But when they blew up that wall, my boy Josh Griff, man, really flipped the script on Tin Roof, because not only did he expand his entire like place and like capacity, but it just saved 2 bits. 2 bits was, I believe, going under. I don't want to be quoted on that or anything like that, but it was failing pretty heavily. Yeah. And then I think the owner or the management decided, hey, Tin Roof could save us. Let's combine ourselves, make it one big room, and then just call it all Tin Roof. We'll still be considered 2 bits, but it's just the green room side. And I swear to God, it saved that company.
I thought it was all Tin Roof. I didn't know that like the other side is.
Technically, it was, but at the time, it used to be another location called 2 Bits where it was actually pretty sick. I mean, it should have got a lot more love. It was like a 90s arcade. Yeah. But you could go in and get food, and that full bar, that was their original bar. Yeah. They had a bar right there. And then, Tin Roof was like, we're here to save the day. And then I believe bought it out and then just kind of combined it all into Tin Roof. But man, before that wall expanded and it was just that solid green room wall, when that place got packed on Fridays and Saturdays, buddy, I wasn't leaving the booth. I had to find security with like my phone light and be like, yo, I got to use the restroom. And climb. And get you like climb over people, stand on a sub, jump down, walk around, and then hit the restroom. And just beg someone not to literally, as they're shoulder to shoulder like this, just lean back and just knock my laptop. Yeah. I mean, it was stressful, but man, it was a good time. It was a good time.
Yeah. So I can imagine this fucking Stache Bash is going to be pretty crazy. Oh, yeah.
It's going to be crazy. So. Like the artists on there. So the way they do the Stache Bash is they build a stage in the back parking lot of Tin Roof. So they bring in a whole stage production. Yeah, it's like the real deal.
Actually, okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Yep. Yeah, and then obviously St. Patrick's Day is already going to be busy enough.
It's already going to be busy enough. It's one of the busiest holidays.
So is that like the format for that entire event, or is that just kind of? I mean, I know like Mike doesn't really play, or from like trap, he's more like house and like disco house and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
So the way Josiah does it, he does like a multi-genre kind of build. So it kind of it plays to his whole crowd. Yeah, so I feel like is the smartest way to do it. Yep. And obviously, when he has his headliner, he has a headliner towards a certain genre, and then builds the guys before him for that, and then kind of multi-genre plays around. Because there's a couple of artists on there on the lineup that I've never even heard of before, but I'm sure they're talented if Josiah is going to book them. So yeah, no, the format for it is always super clean, and I'm gonna be announcing that actually today on my Instagram, posting the ticket link, all that good stuff.
Did it just get announced today or what?
Tin Roof just announced it today. JRC Live put it out kind of last weekend. They've been finalizing some flyers and stuff like that. So
Hell yeah.
I wanted to make the proper announcement the beginning of March. So I'm going to announce it today.
That's dope.
Put the ticket link up there for everybody, all that good stuff.
Yeah, we'll put it on there for the people that are in Nashville. That way you guys can come check it out if you're going to be here or if you're already living here and listening to it too. DJs, if you're off that day, go through, so show some love, you know.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, on top of that Stache Bash too, you got this Breakaway Music Festival.
Yeah, that's been my that's where I've had my loaded gun at, man, is Breakaway. I've been blessed to play and work with this company for the last 3 years in a row now, actually. First one I did was in Nashville, and then unfortunately rain and cold weather crushed that with losing a little bit of land. And then the one I did after that was in Columbus, Ohio. And then I played it again last year in Columbus, Ohio. And man, Breakaways, they are on the right track to something big, man.
Which one are you playing at? Because I saw when I was looking it up.
So the one I'm playing at is going to be
it's like 7 different cities.
Yeah, there's a ton.
Yeah, I saw it was like North Carolina.
Yes,
Michigan. Yeah, there was.
Yeah,
it was
so
kind of
there's
all
North
over.
Carolina, there's Michigan, there's Boston, Mass.
Yeah,
there's the Bay Area, Kansas City, Missouri, and I feel like I'm missing one. Oh, and then they're doing another date in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah.
So the one I'm doing is on May 5th, May 6th, and the lineup, I'll let you just take a peek.
Yeah.
So when I tell the viewers,
this is the lineup that I saw, but I didn't know if it was like different for each stop or what.
So they have like their select few people that they select, and then that kind of roll with them throughout the whole
that
festival,
are like basically residents
that are like kind of residents for the festival,
Yeah.
but they also rotate like a lot of headliners as well.
Yeah, so this lineup for the Friday, May 5th,
ridiculous.
Illenium, Tiesto, John Summit, who we were talking about earlier.
Yep.
Aluna, Shipwreck, and then the Saturday is Deadmau5, Zed, Acraze, Gordo, Joel Corey, Ty Verdes, who's, I mean, he's fucking dope. Like, that's got to be one of the few artists and not DJs. And then Hugel is on here too, who's been putting out absolute fucking heaters from Tra to Marinella. He's been actually on the platform mix before. He killed it with a fucking mix.
Oh, I need to check his out ASAP.
Yeah, that lineup.
I haven't heard from him until I saw that lineup.
He's been killing it, and like content wise too, he puts out a lot of dope stuff with his like remixes and originals that he's been making, where he's been killing it. That's for sure. So
and then I'm doing the pre-party. So my biggest thing that I'm super excited about is Breakaway every year does a launch party, kind of like a pre-game.
Yeah.
To their kickoff of their festival season. So I'm doing the pre-party with a legend, I would say open format, mostly house, Frank Walker.
Yeah.
I'm doing that at one of the nightclubs in Charlotte. It's gonna be my first time playing in North Carolina.
Hell yeah.
So I'm pretty stoked about that, man. But to have artists like even Zed, like I know Zed hasn't been really putting out that much, but he was someone so
He's
big.
Still just a fucking legend.
Still a legend.
Yeah.
Like still a legend. Like I still play edits of Clarity almost in every set because it is such a popular sing-along song. And
shit, I would be worried about John Summit trying to fucking get me drunk.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I can't wait to meet this dude for the first time. I'm gonna figure out what fraternity he was in. B, I hear he can do my taxes, even though taxes will be due by then. And C, just man, want to see what kind of IV bags he's rocking, because sometimes I feel like I should grab a couple of those after our
he's absolutely fucking
late
crazy.
nights here in Nashville. Yeah, he's a monster.
But yeah, that's a crazy lineup, and that should be awesome.
I'm very stoked, man. It's gonna be at the Charlotte Speedway. I'll be playing that Thursday, May 4th, and then I'll be doing that Saturday, May 6th.
That's awesome.
I'll have a promo code that I'll be putting up when I make the announcement to hook people up with nice discounted tickets. Really just stoked to see the Charlotte scene. One of my really good homies that works for Breakaway Music Festival, Prime Social, is a big name out there. He goes by the name of Trent Brown. He's kind of an influencer. I hate using that word because it makes him it just makes him sound like all they do is just like work behind their phone.
Yeah.
But the dude grinds.
Yeah.
But he is a king in the electronic scene in his city. He's come out to Nashville a couple times. We had the best time ever in Columbus last year. hooked me up with not only an artist pass, but I had an all access pass where I got to kind of go behind the scenes and kind of see how things were, but also really meet and see a lot of my idols, man. I mean, hung out with Slander for a little bit. I played with them several years back, so that was good seeing them again. And yeah, like just the guys that are in the scene, my buddy Alex Hilburn, Adam, who's the co-founder, who lives here in Nashville. I don't know if you know Adam Lynn or not, but he's good people.
Yeah.
Moved here from Ohio. So yeah, Breakaway is man, it's absolutely massive. And the coolest thing about it is I'm so connected with the guys. Is I could put homies on like you who could also play the festival for like a silent disco slot.
Yeah.
Whether it's open format, whether it's house, whether you want to do dub, whether you want to even do fucking Moombahton, or whether you want to do an all hip hop set. I literally played last year or 2 years ago in Columbus with a dude that did an all hip hop set. And I didn't know how he did it because it was silent disco, but he was also rapping into the mic while playing at the same time.
Yeah.
It was kind of impressive, but then again, I was kind of confused because I could still
like,
hear him.
Yeah.
I was like, "What, bro? I can hear you while I'm still playing."
Yeah.
And you're trying to rap over your music, but hey, he made it work. So it's really kind of anything you want to do, you can pretty much do.
That's awesome. Yeah, that shit. When I was looking it up, I was like, "Holy cow, this lineup is fucking stacked."
And the lineups that they keep releasing, man, are just getting bigger
and
bigger. They're doing a great job, man. I'm proud to be a part of that team.
That's awesome.
As I continue to work behind the scenes, help them grow.
Yeah, I haven't been to a good festival in a while. The last time I went to one was like North Coast in Chicago.
Oh, I hear North Coast is sick though, dude.
Yeah,
it was. You were telling
we
me
went
about
with like a bunch of like staff.
Somerset, stuff. Right?
Summerfest.
So that's where like, my bad.
Yeah, no,
I need to hear. I need to hear about that.
Yeah. So that's in Milwaukee. They used to be a lot better. It's gotten a little different like the last couple years because they switched the format for it. It used to just be like 2 weeks straight, and it was every day. And the only day that it would
2 weeks straight.
Yeah.
They try to pull a Miami Music Week in Milwaukee.
No, so it's like the Summerfest grounds has like 15 different stages.
So it's just massive.
Yeah.
That's sick.
So it's basically like all on the lakefront of Milwaukee, and there's one giant amphitheater.
Oh, you got me sold with 15 stages. And so I bet it's all over the place with artists.
Yeah, so you basically just like walk, like once you're in, you can just walk to whatever stage, and like all the stages are free except for the main amphitheater. So it's like the amphitheater, they always book one main headliner like every night. So it'll be like they had like Justin Bieber or like it'll be like one like
so
one
it's
day.
It's like international massive headliners, not even on the electronic scale of things. It's like Rihanna, Justin Bieber, Drake, Migos.
But then they always do like DJs too. So like last year, like Steve Aoki was there. We went and saw. I mean, I've seen like my buddies have DJ'd there before, but we went and saw like Alesso there. There's just been like every year it's a different, just fucking absolutely stacked lineup. And a lot of the times they get these dudes like booked prior to them blowing up. So I remember like one year, like 10 years ago, they booked Wiz Khalifa prior to him like blowing up, and then he blew up.
TGOD
and was on a free stage. He was on a free stage. So the free stage,
Wiz Khalifa, was on a free stage.
So the free stage was like so packed.
Wow.
Because Summerfest had him booked like prior, so they didn't, and then all of a sudden he blew up. So it's like they couldn't move him to a different one because they already had him all booked and everything. But yeah, it's just a crazy amount of like talent that typically gets booked there, and it's of all different genres. Where you'll have like country artists, you'll have rock artists, you'll have pop singers.
So it just literally plays to the masses.
Yeah.
Have you ever been able to play?
No. I've had a couple buddies that have played it. My buddy Mr. New York from Milwaukee has played it. He actually was just Summerfest just posted an Instagram post with a picture of him, and then like didn't even tag him in it. And then all of our friends like started blowing it up, and we're like, "That's Mr. New York, Mr. New York." Like tag him.
Give him a
and Summerfest went and tagged him. Like they must have saw all the comments and went through and tagged him, which was awesome.
And then he got a ton of followers. I'm guessing.
But yeah, I've had a bunch of other buddies play there.
Marketing people, shout out your DJs.
Yeah.
If you use our photos and we're crushing your crowds, tag your DJs.
For real. Yeah. And he's played it a couple times. My buddy Shay Ken, I think, has played it a couple times there, and he's done like Pride Fest too. But yeah, there's a million of them that come through there. Bizon, who does a lot of edits and stuff for DJ City. Kid Cut Up, who's Pink's DJ. He's from Milwaukee. He's played it a couple times. Too.
Man, I had no idea Milwaukee's scene was stacked.
Summerfest is dope. Summerfest is a really good time, and then it's like,
I'm guessing it's during the summer.
Yeah. And it's always nice.
I might need to take a trip up to Milwaukee with you.
It's a good time, man. I would definitely go down there. So
I've never been.
That's one. Like, if I had to pick a festival to play, that would definitely be one. Just because it's the hometown festival. I know, like, all my friends would come and see me.
Totally respect.
And it's just something that, like, I grew up going to with my family all the time. Like, my parents always would go to Summerfest, and Irish Fest is all at, like, the same fairgrounds. It would be very, very, very dope to play a set at Summerfest.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
And it's wild because it's like same kind of, you could go whichever way you want, where it's like, if you want to play a fucking house set, you can do it. If you want to play a hip hop set, you can do it. They always have like DJs that they put on for the openers on these like free stages before like the hip hop act, or a DJ before like this other, like when a Steve Aoki comes on, they'll have somebody open for him. So, man,
it sounds like your exposure too could just be absolutely massive.
For sure. Yeah. 100%. So
if I was to choose a festival to play, man, and it's such a toss up, because a part of me, one of the very best festivals I've ever been to was EDC. Yeah. And that's like the Super Bowl of electronic music.
Yeah.
But then again, I keep hearing, and I haven't had a chance to go, about how incredible Lost Lands is. And I was a big Jurassic Park fan growing up. Love Jurassic Park. Watched every movie to date. Can't wait to ride Velocicoaster when I finally get back down to Universal. I don't know, man. It's such a toss-up between Lost Lands and EDC. There's something about playing like what I would consider like theme festivals compared to just like an EDC.
Yeah.
That makes sense? And EDC does a great job. Insomniac crushes it. I've been before, loved it. Vegas is a different animal. But something about playing like an Electric Forest or a Lost Lands, or even like what else is kind of heavy themes? Like even the smaller fests, like Beyond Wonderland or Freaky Deaky, like in Texas. Like something about playing like a theme festival to me would just be just a vibe. Yeah. So if I could choose one festival, I think it'd be Lost Lands for sure.
Damn.
Dinosaurs are the shit. Terrifying if they existed.
You'd get along with my friend Austin. He's got a bunch of dinosaur tattoos and shit.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool.
Well, I'm going to hit you with this rapid fire round real quick.
Yeah, let's rock it.
Real quick. Favorite DJ or producer?
Man, RL Grime.
Ooh, okay. Favorite Nashville venue?
I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to get in trouble. Can I have two?
You can have two.
Okay.
You got to put one first, though.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to get in trouble. All right, one first. Dirty Little Secret.
Okay.
Just because I can wreck that room.
I love DLS.
Oh, DLS is the tits, man.
Yeah.
I've been with them for 3 years. I've been through a lot of managers. Don't want to get off track, but the staff, the production, the sound system, the environment, the close-knit quarters. It's just a vibe.
I think the venue just as a whole is dope. Just how it's like that little speakeasy. Yeah, you're in an alley in Printer's Alley, and all of a sudden, boom, you just
walk in,
come in and
boom, you're in a
fucking nightclub.
Yeah,
yeah,
I love it.
I think that's really like the only nightclub here in Nashville.
It is.
Too. Yeah.
Unfortunately, they've closed down a lot of our other ones.
Yeah,
but I've been blessed to play in the ones that we did have at the time. So yeah, DLS favorite venue.
Yeah, I got to go stop in there more. All right, cats or dogs?
Dogs all day.
Nice. Good. We were gonna have to. I was just gonna have to end the podcast right there.
Not a fan of cats.
Favorite color?
Man, used to be burnt orange because I'm from Texas.
Ooh,
but
all right.
I'm gonna have to say black.
Okay. Are you a Longhorns fan?
Big Longhorns fan.
Nice. All right.
Big Longhorns fan. Hook 'em.
I'll have to send this over. Jermichael Finley is one of my guys. So he's a big Texas guy.
Man, you are connected, dude.
No, he's a Packer, man. So we used to run a show together. So
love that.
Hot or cold? I already know you're gonna pick hot because right when you sat down, you said fuck the cold.
Fuck the cold. Fuck the cold.
Pool or beach?
Beach all day.
Oh, all right. Computer or sticks?
Man, I've been thinking about this since you sent me over this timeline, and how much I love working on my laptop and having everything on my tips of my fingers. there's just something about playing on my sticks that I just
play on sticks. Like
I play on sticks.
That's what I thought.
Almost every weekend. So I'm gonna have to go with sticks.
All right, dream car.
This is another one, man, that just really rattles my brain. I'm gonna have to say, because I don't know about you, did you ever play the Need for Speed growing up?
Oh yeah,
that was one of the greatest video games ever made.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to say.
I used to play like Midnight Club. Too.
Midnight Club Dub Edition, greatest video game ever, man. I'm gonna have to say either the Toyota Supra 99 or 98.
All right.
Yeah.
Damn, I thought you were gonna pick like a nicer luxury car, but yeah, the Supra.
Man, the Supra, dude, it just was my dream. Yeah. Like when every time I would play Need for Speed or got in Midnight Club, our very first car when I could purchase it was a Toyota Supra.
All right. Just go fucking whipping around. In
yeah,
that
just trying to just blow past people on 24 going 200 miles an hour. Now it would be sick to have a Lamborghini, don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Or
a Bugatti or a McLaren. But I'm a 90s kid, man.
Yeah.
Something about those 90s sports cars they're just monsters.
Hell yeah.
They stopped making them. Remember? They became almost street illegal.
Yeah.
They didn't make them until Toyota remade the newest edition that almost kind of looks a lot like it.
Well, because I feel like everyone was buying them just to soup them up.
Just to soup them up.
Yeah.
And then go out and street race and either A, kill themselves or B, kill someone else.
Yeah. Which is, it's like that's literally what you're buying it for. It's like if you know you're buying this, you're buying it to go race.
You're going to go race. And you're going to race anyone, anytime, anywhere.
Yeah.
See that old lady pulling out of Walmart? Ma'am, what's your horsepower? Doesn't have what's in this Supra.
We're just gonna race this old lady.
Oh shit!
But yeah, well, I just want to kind of get into Nashville, being that it's just an absolutely insane, crazy city, where we kind of talked about the amount of tourists that are here every weekend, and now we're getting more into that busy season with like St. Patrick's Day coming up, that weather getting a little bit warmer. I surprisently, since I've been here and DJ'd, have not had to deal with too much shit while DJing yet. Yeah, I mean, I've gotten like.
Are we talking from other guys in the city, or are we talking about from staff? Or are we?
I'm talking about just from like customers.
Oh, okay.
Like Milwaukee was bad. Like dude, I would have people coming up like fucking phone in your face all the time, like every night, like clockwork. Or like people fucking thumbs down on you if you play one song. I never really had that happen to me, but my buddy Austin would fucking always do that shit, or have it happen to him, and he would get so pissed off. But yeah, since moving to Nashville, I actually haven't had too many people, even like request that many songs. I've gotten like a good share of requests, but most of the people that have requested stuff here have tipped me. And I don't know if it's just because like they're so used to tipping the bands.
Well, you're
and
a
things
handsome
like that.
fella, man.
Yeah, well, that shit didn't happen. I would tell people to tip me in Milwaukee if they wanted to hear
guys
shit.
get tipped.
Yeah,
it's a thing.
I just feel like it's like so much more normal here because people are used to it from tipping the bands.
I would agree. I do make quite a bit of tips at Whiskey Row.
Yeah,
I made quite a bit of money from tables at DLS. I had one guy. I'm not making this up. Last October, or right around that big party era, had a table DLS directly in front of me, having the time of his fucking life, dude. Like he was either from Europe or just had Miami, just had money, and I was just rinsing some really good like upbeat house, bass house. Walk up to the booth, thought he was gonna make some bullshit request, judged the book by his cover. Threw $200 in 20s on my CDJs, handed me $100, and then had his boy reach across, which I did not approve of, but hand me a shot of whatever he was drinking.
Over the CDJs? Yeah.
Over the CDJs. Yep. He was like, I don't care what you play, just keep going. And I was like, dapped him up, gave him a shout out on the mic, followed me on Instagram. Can't remember his name. Sorry, buddy. But, yeah, dude. So I've absolutely gotten some great tips in Nashville.
Yeah.
But to go along with what you're saying, man, I've dealt with some horrible bitches in Nashville, guys and girls.
Yeah. I feel like that's like you're going to get a lot of entitled like bachelorette party and stuff.
Oh, the entitlement in this city is disgusting.
And that's what I was expecting, and I haven't gotten it too much yet.
I'm very happy for you, but I'm also very envious and jealous.
Well, I'm sure like once I get into playing more spots that will happen more. Like I just haven't been DJing as much since I've been here. So I'm sure it's gonna come. Probably this weekend.
Now that you're about to hit busy season, buddy,
Yeah.
it is going to, the amount of clientele and the amount of people that are just going to be flowing in like a fucking assembly line is just going to blow your mind.
Yeah.
So my biggest pet peeves, if that's kind of what you were getting at, that I want you to just keep an eye out for, man, is you're rocking a set and you got these fucking girls coming in. They all look the same, dude. All look the same. Sparkly cowboy hats.
Yep.
Some bullshit ass halter top they got from like Shein or Fashion Nova.
The cow print is huge
The
out
cow
here.
print is the, ladies, stop wearing cow print. It is 2023. Do not wear cow print. Rock a zebra. Rock a python. Hell, rock a fucking porcupine if that's a thing. Stop wearing fucking cow print. Cows are cute, but they're also very ugly, and they deserve to let them have their own print. You know what I'm saying?
That's like I've never noticed it until I came here and I see cow print
it's
fucking
truly
everywhere.
It's truly embarrassing, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you could be one of the hottest girls in the world, and if you throw on some sort of cow print, it is just the ugliest, biggest turnoff. Like it to me, it just like reeks of just like basicness.
Yeah.
And like me and you being
It's the matching shirts.
Yeah,
you know,
dude.
everyone's got the same hat.
or like fucking
bachelorette
like
party.
rhinestone fucking like skirts.
Yeah.
And listen, ladies, hey, do your thing. You're in Nashville, but like people like me and Dex, nah, bitch, we're not
Yeah.
listening to you when you come up and have a song request, because we see you guys. You guys are clones.
Yeah.
They're clones. They always talk about dudes dress a lot alike in this city.
I saw this. I think it was a meme. I don't know if my girlfriend Maddie showed me it or if somebody at work showed me it. But it was basically like, you'll never find another girl like me. And then it was like a group of Nashville bachelorette, and they all are in the exact same fucking thing.
Oh, dude.
Like same hair, everything. And it's like, no, like there's literally 12 of you.
And I have so many girlfriends in this city that wear this stuff, and
Yeah.
I love all of my friends and all the ladies that support me, and even my girlfriend owns a couple of these boots. But like the high white top knee boots with, like I said, the rhinestone skirt. The
See, but maybe
halter
that's what we
top.
got to do. You know, maybe we just got to make like a cow print DJ branded shirt.
Maybe, or maybe
Nashville.
we should just put our logos in cow print,
Yeah.
and just start slapping them around the city
For fucking Nashville.
And girls would be like, "Yo, who is this dude?
Yeah.
Who is Dex? Who is Chaos?" They got cow print in their shit.
They gotta be
They
good.
love
They
good.
gotta be good.
They love cows. They got to be good.
Yeah.
They understand what we are trying to put out. Ladies, stop fucking wearing cow print. It is so gross.
So what are your typical like residencies during a week?
So during the week, every week I'm at Hampton Social.
Okay. When? On weekends? Saturday?
On Thursdays.
Thursday? Okay.
I've literally helped open up that rooftop with one of my best friends, Brandon
Nice.
Aquino.
I still have yet to go there. I
It's-
know like their brunch party is fucking huge.
Dude, your lady would absolutely love it.
Yeah.
When I say basic Nashville white girls, it is the definition
Yeah.
of Hampton Social.
Yep.
But our sound system's incredible. I can play whatever I want. The staff's there incredible. I got a lot of friends at Barton there. Got a lot of girls that serve there that I'm friends with. Got a lot of friends that even host there. I'm friends with security. It's just an overall good vibe, man. And the view is incredible, being right there on the riverfront, right next to Sand Amphitheater. So that's my Thursday. Friday rotates in between layer cake, tin roof, and sometimes whiskey, mostly club level. Saturdays is strictly Whiskey Row.
Okay.
We'll rotate in some brunch sets, maybe sometimes at Stateside, maybe sometimes I'll do like a midday layer cake set, or sometimes I'll pick up a brunch set at Hampton. Recently, I just started doing. Have you heard of Tomorrow yet?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got
it's the
some
old
emails
Ainsworth.
and stuff from Yeah, so I don't know. Ainsworth changed already. So
Yep.
like, that was one of the
Change
first
the
places
name,
that
change out the location.
Yeah, that was one of
Did
the
a
first places that
renovation.
Maddie and I went. Was the old Ainsworth, so not the one in Midtown.
No, yeah, the one in Midtown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they just renovated.
I
it,
didn't know if you
changed
meant
the
that there was
name.
like a different one.
No,
too.
no.
Yeah, because I
the
saw
old
like
Ainsworth.
Affinity, that entertainment group out here. I don't know who runs like Affinity or
So
anything yet.
one of my closest friends, used to be best friend, but he got so damn busy because he blew up with his company. I say best friend because he would travel with me to Louisville. We would stay in a pretty much one bed hotel. He would pass out on a couch or a floor because we were just grinding. Just one of my good homies, Matthew Romero, but he was one of my close dudes because he was originally bartending at the Ainsworth. I'll never forget. I was playing a brunch there one Saturday morning, and I'm in there like just rinsing like some like 2 Chainz, a Lil Wayne, parties, jumping, having a good time. And he walks up to me, hands me my brunch. We're both either A, hungover or B, tired as hell. And he goes, "Do you think I could pull off live music here?" I looked at him. I looked around the space, looked around at all how many people we had, and I was
It's
like,
a nice venue.
absolutely,
Yeah.
you could. Next thing he started doing, partnered with my boy Cisco Carter,
Yep.
and they just fucking kicked off Affinity, and now it's gotten to where it's at now. So literally, asked me one question: could I pull off live music here? I told him, bro, you grind as hard as I do. You're a musician yourself. You understand the clientele and what in the direction you're looking for, because that's always important.
Yeah.
And they took off overnight. So recently started doing brunch at Tomorrow.
Yeah.
And they're really trying to build that back. Now that busy season's coming around, I think that's really going to start building back
Yeah, it's
up.
a nice venue over there.
It's a
so
great
that'd be
venue.
sweet.
That's a great venue.
I would like to go check out. I mean, I'm always down for brunch, so that's always a good time.
Brunch is
but
a
I know
great
I need to
time.
go check out Hampton.
Yeah, definitely come see me at Hampton.
Yeah.
Make sure you're taken care of. You got to
And
meet my
then
boy Brandon.
The like Affinity, I got the emails for it for tomorrow.
Yes.
But I didn't know that that's what it was taking over. I thought it was like just a whole new venue.
No. It completely took over
Yeah.
the Ainsworth.
'Cause Ainsworth had some pretty good food too.
Yeah, they
so.
had some great food.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, right now, like the only places I'm really booked at currently are Layer Cake. I'm there pretty regularly.
Love Layer Cake. Love the people there.
That was like the first place I got my foot in the door.
That's a
from
dope
just
venue,
reaching
man.
out. Yeah, just reaching out to like some of the venues, and then Cisco was actually the one that hit me up, and he was like, "Hey
Cisco
man,"
and Jamie running that shit. They do
Yeah.
a great job.
Cisco was like, "Hey, I listened to your mixes, listen to your show," and he's like, "Sounds fucking good. We want to get you started here."
Love it.
And started on like some of the slower nights, and then now it's been more toward weekends, and then finally just got booked at Whiskey Row. Booked at Almost Friday this weekend too, which
Welcome
just
to the fucking family, dude. Whiskey Row is an animal.
Yeah, and that's where I've been
An
like
animal.
waiting to get in.
Shout out to my whiskey staff.
Yeah, Eric is the homie. He used to manage El Jefe in Chicago. So I've known
Working
him
on
for a
getting
while.
booked there, my guy.
Yeah. At Jefe.
Yeah, when I went to
Love that place.
Chicago,
Yeah.
met the homie Jeff that
Yeah.
took over after Eric, and man, oh man, that was a night.
Yeah, I just didn't want like
That was a night for a different podcast.
I didn't want to be the guy to like reach out and be like, "Hey, Eric, like."
Well, it's always just so
Book
awkward,
me,
man.
yeah.
It really is. Like when it comes down to getting booked, to me it's one of the most awkward things. Even with as great as your resume is and as how great my resume is, and I could just tell off the people that you name drop off of, man. Like we shouldn't really have to even ask.
Yeah, I just didn't
But
really want.
it's the polite thing to
Yeah.
do. And that's where I got a lot of respect for you for even saying that, man, because it does make you feel awkward. But at the same time, it also shows like, hey, I respect the guys who you have play here. I'm not trying to step on any toes, but also know that I can fucking rock a crowd for you.
Yeah. Yeah, so I never even asked, and it just kind of came naturally, which was even better for me because then I was like,
It's fantastic when you
yeah.
playing.
For St. Patrick's Day weekend.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
That'll be like the first time is
You know
that
the time.
weekend.
You know the time frame.
Yeah, just 12 to 2 during the day, which is fucking awesome for me because I have friends in town. So
Love it.
I'll be able to just
Rooftop.
Yep.
I'll be there.
Hit a little quick fucking 12 to 2
I will
set.
fucking be there.
Yeah, and then we'll just be able to go out.
Yeah,
So
man.
It's going to be perfect.
Little 2 hour knock them out, and then
Yeah.
roll with me to Tin Roof.
Yep.
Game over.
It's going to be sweet. So,
Be a good day.
yeah. Outside of DJing, are you produce a lot of stuff for yourself?
Man, producing, I've got so much respect for it, dude,
Yeah.
because it is by far one of the hardest things I've ever
So
done.
fucking hard.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help if you don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
And I do not have a lot of time in my day from like work, like hockey, of course, being a dad, spending a lot of time with my girlfriend, and then just grinding on paying bills. Production takes up so much time. But yes, I do produce.
Yeah, and especially if you're trying to like learn yourself, if you haven't gone to like a school for it or had like
Yeah.
a mentor or something, like,
Teaching yourself
teaching yourself is
to me
hard
is
as shit.
is insane.
Yeah.
I could literally go out with you on the ice, and I'm sure you
Yeah.
know how to ice skate. But
not very well, but
okay, perfect. Say you
yeah.
didn't really know how to ice skate. Well, God has gifted me in such an athletic ability that even though I played growing up, I took a 12-year hiatus. I just started back about 3 years ago, right after COVID, and literally fucking overnight got my legs back, got my hands back, and now I'm playing 3 times a week.
Yeah.
So take something like that, and then let me bring you out on the ice, teach you the proper forms of skating, feel very confident in. But say me and you wanted to make a remix, bro, it's going to take me a week and a half just to lay down a nice drum pattern.
Yeah.
Just because I'm sure you're a perfectionist like me. You don't want it to sound like shit, even though you know that it's gonna sound like shit.
You start to overanalyze.
You overanalyze it.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing with production that a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people are always like, "Oh, you're a producer. It's not really an artist art form or like a real musician's art form." That's bullshit. That's crazy. Just because we're using a laptop or just because we're using a desktop computer and we have a program, you are literally creating art. But you're having to do it. You're having to put what's in your head into Ableton, into FL Studio, into Logic. And it's the hardest thing ever because you're overanalyzing every single fucking thing you do. Does my sidechain sound off? How does this master sound? How is my mixing sounding? Well, this drop doesn't sound the way I want to. This synth sounds too loud. My kick's not coming through as punchy as I want it to. There's just a nonstop fucking end of questions. So I have produced a little bit. I would like to put out a lot more. That's what I'm working on a fuck ton this year is a lot more original music and remixes. I have put out 4 edits that have done pretty solid on SoundCloud. One of the edits that I put out a year and a half ago, my Got to Know edit just broke over 100,000 streams on SoundCloud.
Damn.
Yeah, never paid for a single play, single follow, single promotion, anything, man. It is organically broken over. Dude, it's over. I looked at it this morning. It's at like 110,000. And I'm getting like people listening to it in like fucking Mexico, which is sick.
Yeah, when you look at like the whole, like
the analytics,
the whole stats and analytics, yeah.
So working on 3 edits right now, and then I've got a couple of homies that I'm trying to line up some collabs with. To have like a little, I would say, edit pack, remix pack.
Who with?
Get ready to get done. Well, so I was just in Bama. This past weekend, I was in Tuscaloosa. One of my really good homies out there goes by the name of Michi, is a resident at several places down there, but one of the biggest where I played was a spot called Rounders.
Okay.
And Devin is a hell of a fucking producer. So we've been talking about doing some shit. I've been wanting, me and Diesel have been spitballing ideas about doing a couple of edits.
Yeah.
Because Diesel is really great with edits. And then obviously I've been talking with my boy Zoomob a little bit, my boy Ryan Lee, about maybe doing a little bit of house stuff on the side.
Yeah.
And then a couple homies.
I've met him a couple times.
Yeah, he's really good, dude. He's such a talented producer.
Yeah.
Like has dedicated so much of his adulthood into it where he is really starting to fucking take off. And then really, man, just trying to focus with guys that are in my realm of things, but also like, we're on kind of the same learning platform. So we'll be able to push each other to get better, but one person won't do all the work.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Well, and that way you're still fitting music-wise too. So
exactly.
Exactly.
So it still fits my platform.
I feel like that's
genre.
like the biggest thing when you're going to collaborate
Oh,
with
absolutely.
someone.
Yeah. Like what kind of music is this dude producing?
Yep.
What genre does he like to make?
Yeah.
What's his niche? What's his crowd? What's his target audience?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing I'm excited with going back to school here at Belmont this
dude, I bet
summer.
you're gonna fucking crush it, man.
Yeah, just being able to utilize their music business and music production.
Belmont's one of the top rated schools in the nation.
Yeah. So I'm excited to actually learn from people that actually know what the fuck they're doing.
Yes.
And not me just like watching YouTube videos and stuff like that. So
and
hopefully
YouTube can be helpful, man. But so many people have so many different opinions, and it's like it's not clear and cut. And that's the thing that frustrates me about like people that will go out, either have some money and will either A, pay for a ghost producer, or B, pay for someone to sit down and pretty much knock this out, tell them to click a couple buttons, and because they paid them the money, they could slap their name on it, and then overnight, hey, I'm now a producer. No, you're not. This dude produced it for you.
Yeah.
This girl produced it.
We're just using your name for
marketing.
We're just using your
name. We're just using your name for marketing.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty pumped for that. So that way I can actually
It's gonna be sick, man.
get some shit out.
We should work on some edits and
Yeah.
some fun little remixes and stuff.
I hope so. That's the goal, man. So, yeah, I mean, this is going to be the kind of last part here of just any advice that you'd have for someone who's just starting out DJing.
Yeah, the biggest thing that I would say, man, is don't worry about getting booked, playing shows, putting your face out there. Take time to truly learn the art.
Yeah.
Take time to truly learn the craft. Take time to learn how to dig for music, to play things that Joe Schmo isn't playing at your local watering hole. Take time to beat match. Take time to learn how to read a crowd. Take time to learn how to mix in key. Take time to learn how to be a performer more than just someone that stands up there and presses play. Because at the end of the day, that's our job.
Yeah.
Is we're putting on a show for people, whether it's me and you or whether it's Millennium. Like our performance is what's going to capture someone's attention 99% of the time. So my biggest advice, man, that I'm proud that I did is find someone who is at where you want to be. Try to see if they'll teach you some things, learn under their wing, and really just take time to learn the craft. Don't worry about social media. Don't worry about what you're learning. Just really focus on someone who's doing what you want to do at the level that you eventually want to get to, and soak in all the information as you can. Because back when I was coming up in Nashville, man, it wasn't about a popularity contest. It wasn't about who do you know. It was, can you mix? Can you read a crowd? And I learned from some great vets in this city, man, that are still going strong. One of my homies, Rod Urey.
Love Rod.
Yeah, brought me under his wing, man, and really, really, really showed me the reins.
Yeah.
As well as one of my good buddies that I've worked with for a couple of years, Brandon Rowland, who's been doing it for years. One of my best friends who I have a duo project with, Adam Warfield. Man, some true vets that have just been grinding in this city for a long time that took me under their wing, knew I had an ear for it, because that's the biggest thing is really having an ear for it. And I just took time to learn the craft, and now I'm blessed to be at where I'm at.
Hell yeah.
Playing out of state, playing festivals.
Yeah, love it. Yeah, make sure you guys check out the Stache Bash if you're here in Nashville.
Big one.
Breakaway Music Festival.
Breakaway Music Festival.
Yeah, they got a sick lineup again, so make sure you guys check that out. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We appreciate you guys tuning in again for episode 3. Obviously, appreciate you coming over.
Absolutely, man.
Taking the time to be on the show here. Make sure you guys follow Khaos.
It was a ton of fun.
Instagram at whoiskhaos, KHAOS. If you guys are watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We're going to be trying to knock out a couple of these shows in the next coming months with a lot of good guests on here. So from DJs to venue owners, venue managers, artists. I'm going to be trying to get some bigger names on here too. So should be pretty cool. So stay tuned for all those newer episodes, and let us know who you want us to have on the show next. So until then, we'll see you guys later. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.